I'm Todd Pappy, Game Director, God of War Ascension. What you're about to see is a making of video that we've been shooting over about 2+ years. It gives you a good idea of the inception of an idea all the way through to the final product. Keep in mind that this is a work in progress. Enjoy.
You look at any other multiplayer experience, how many of them can you say that there's a big world action thing that is interacting with you? That's definitely going to be the more rememberable thing.
The main sort of drive of it is the thrill of the competition over the glory of the kill. It's a custom arena designed to really accentuate the combat, so it's kind of a twofold thing. We've been working a lot on trying to figure out what spaces work really well for combat. Big open spaces don't work, small compact spaces work, but only if you have a limited number of people. All of that has taken a lot of work. This is the test level where I've been working on. As he gets hit, he basically goes into this kind of retreated state. So initially his hands are like kind of this on the platform, and then you do damage and he kind of retreats, and then he's got almost like he's kind of hanging on a little bit to sort of sell the fact that he's a little closer to falling off. And because the idea is the chains are basically holding him in place, but also trying to pull him all the time. They're always trying to pull him away, and that's one of the things that the animations don't sell that well yet. So many little things you have to worry about, like when his hands are in the arena here, he has collision around his hands, so you can't just run through his hands. But of course, once his hands drop to the edge, that collision has to turn off, a new collision has to turn on. So many little things like that, just to try and make it feel consistent.
It's been definitely a totally different challenge, like I said, than like building single player levels. Before, there used to be actual trap down here, but it was just one of those things, like there was like a trap at one control point, a trap at another control point. It was just like, how about this one control point is just about just fighting, you know, you got objects that you can do special attacks off of, and it's just battling. But there's an uber power up here that, you know, we can be sitting there fighting, it spawns here. It's like, am I gonna stop fighting you and try to get that? Am I gonna try to just knock you away and stun you up against the wall and then try to hurry up and run and grab the point? Things change based off the need of the design. And it's one of those things, you know, you get this and you see your pitfalls, and then you immediately like, oh yeah, you know, let me hurry and get this stuff clean so I can do the next thing, because I know all the mistakes that I've learned, and to make something even doper. And then hopefully, once everything's said and done, boys be at home, it'll be like, long live play, Sony, we love you.
I'm working in conjunction with the other departments, and we're trying to figure out gameplay as we're going along. It's a lot of troubleshooting, like making sure that the rig is functioning correctly, that his animations are appropriate for what we're trying to do in game. You really have to focus on just making sure that he's believably big. So we have to sell the fact that he's heavy. There's a lot of delay on his upper body and his arms. That just gives a sense that he's big and he's very heavy. The emotional range of this character is frustrated, angry, and tired. We don't want the players to feel sorry for him. We always want the players to feel that he's just this ginormous threat in the background, and that you don't want to mess with this guy or he's gonna freaking kill you.
A huge factor is that we need to have the camera not hiding gameplay from the player. A lot of the foreground stuff we want to put in, we just can't put it in. This is one of the areas that was quite challenging for the art team to make it so gameplay is still acceptable. So we wanted to have something kind of in the foreground to break up the levels and make it feel like rooftop. So we also need to have the player be visible. So one of the solutions was add some destruction.
Evolving the camera systems so that they could handle multiplayer gameplay was a very large challenge. It was a fun challenge too, because we knew right off the bat what we needed the camera system to do. You need to make the cameras much more unified, much more procedural, so that everyone has the same fair view. This allows me to start plotting out where my cameras would go. So I'll turn on my camera layer here. This gives you a pretty good idea of how many camera zones are needed. Every black box is basically an individual camera or a group of cameras. These basically control what you see as you play through. What we're seeing here is the basic look of a navigation camera in a multiplayer level. The player is about 20 meters away from the camera, making them kind of small, but big enough to get the details of which team you're on, this guy's on that team, and give you a good sense of where you're going in the level. Here's an example of a trap where you can hold on to the lever until you're waiting for some enemy to run in, and then you basically let go of R1, triggers the trap, and the camera will hold there to see if you hit anyone. And one other example of something that our single-player camera system has been great for in terms of multiplayer cameras is shots like this, where I'm no longer using the normal navigation camera because this Cyclops is about to attack. I want to show off full detail of his face, his hand that's about to smash you. That's an area where we're allowed to make the multiplayer cameras feel more single-player. That's another goal of ours, to make the camera system and the game itself feel like it exists in the same space. Keeping the giant Cyclops in frame was one of the biggest challenges of that level because people really want to just fight other players. I'd be fighting my own cinematographer's instinct too. I want to show more of this giant, epic monster in the background. It was a constant back and forth of, that's too much of him, that's not enough of him.